Hello, what's going on? And welcome back to the YouTube channel. We've got another FC25 video today, and you're going to like this one because it's not just like a regular tier list. I'm going to show you the weak foot, skill moves, body type, in-game stats on every single brand new hero and icon. So it's going to be really nice to see and predict which cards are going to be that good on FC25. So let's not waste any time. If you enjoy, thumbs up, and let's get into it. So we're going to start in alphabetical order, and it is Angara, a brand new female goalkeeper German that's been added to the game. But 5'9" is a little bit small. Well, too small, because on FC24, there wasn't a single goalkeeper with that height that played well, so it doesn't bode well for FC25. But she has received a brand new playstyle, you know, diving. That might help her out, but she won't be F tier, but she's definitely going to be down that list. When I first saw this Gareth Bale card, I was a little bit upset with the rating. Like 88, considering the career that he's had, the catalogue of goals, they could have upped that a bit more. But his Rapid Plus playstyle is all good, the face stats are nice, but I found another slight issue. Look at the positions. Right wing striker, left wing, right mid. Where's left back? You know, I can understand like EA want to maybe wait for like a future star promo and give him an icon, but you know what I mean? Like he literally can play left back or had played left back in his career, so that's a bit dodgy. And the weak foot as well, 3-star, and that could probably hold him back from being S tier or maybe controversially like A tier at the start of the game. Here he is, Gianluigi Buffon. Fully deserved icon, one of the best goalkeepers we've ever seen, but the positioning I was expecting to be a bit higher, like at least 91, 92, but it doesn't make that much of a difference. It all comes down to EA, whether or not they want to make him. Jamie Carragher on FC25, coming in with 70 pace. I must say though, the prime version of him does look a lot more playable, but don't worry because he can play like multiple positions if you're needing that for whatever reason, like a 70 pace fullback. Are you kidding me? So we've got Julie up next, and she's a brand new icon coming in that centre mid position, and with her height 5'6", I personally see past that now just purely because of Sauer's performance on FC24. So if I was to pack her, of course I'd use her in the midfield, especially with the Relentless Plus. But I don't think she's going to be A tier, S tier category. But all round, looking at her stats in further detail, I think she could do a good job. So EA haven't just thrown around Anticipate Plus on any old centre-back. Only a few specific players will have it at the start of the game on release. So with Laura George's, it's a unique card in a way, but she is 5'8". And in that defensive position, like centre-backs or goalkeepers, I personally just try and ignore. But with her 87 sprint speed, good defending, if you can get her within the first week or so, I think she'll be good enough, right? But then when you come up against the better strikers or just more centre-backs available, yeah, I reckon she will drop off probably pretty quickly. The way I feel about this next one is what could have been. Like, Guti deserves so much more than this. But one thing I will mention, though, is when you break down his card and you see that 6'1" height, the tall and lean, all that it will take is 1 or 2 promos, and this guy receives 85 pace, 75 defending, and you've got a really nice box-to-box centre mid. And that's where I'd recommend playing him. Don't try and force him as that cam. He doesn't really look like he's going to play that well in the position personally. But when you maybe add a bit more on that defending, you just got that really nice box-to-box approach. So I'm not going to rule him out at all. But going off of his base version, we're going to have to put him a little bit lower down, unfortunately. So Guti, I think, is a waiting game. When I first saw this Hamsik card being dropped, I wasn't totally amazed or taken back. It wasn't until I've checked out his in-games, the 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills, he could be the next best centre mid hero. He does resemble, gives me the vibes of like Marquisio or a Yaya Toure, like basically joint together. You've got a bit of the dribbling, you've got that nice box-to-box approach. He's going to be tall, 6 foot, and you know, he just looks really reliable and very nice pace as well. 84 sprint speed. So already like coming in day one, playable, absolutely. And then 1 or 2 promos, the best. I am so ready for Eden Hazard. One of the best player months of all time on Ultimate Team. I guess Human Son could rival that. But in real life, let's not get this twisted. One of the best players to watch as well. Just that dribbling control, like taking the ball. Basically Messi-esque. Like he literally could do what Messi could do. Dribble past like 4 or 5 players, bang. Like just such a good talent. And Technical Plus, of course, he's going to receive that. But have you checked this out? Look at body type. Unique. That's potential right there. I don't mind this next one at all. Tim Howard receiving a hero, I think it's good for the game. And he does give me that Dudek resemblance where you don't really know what you're going to expect from him. Like, if he receives a promo card, does he really play as well as those stats? Like, Dudek for me is blown hot and cold. Like, sometimes he plays well, other times not super reliable. So I'd have to put Tim Howard, like, mid-tier on that tier list towards the end. Like, you've got to give him a chance, and then we're going to know within the first couple of games if he's going to be that good to use. The community have been wanting this one for a few years now. Maicon. A lot of people are asking him to come out as an icon. Like, icon, hero, like, what would you have personally given him? But he is a hero, and his stats... maybe a little controversial saying this, but some of them are a bit mid, like acceleration 83. Not that I think it's going to make that much of a difference. They're just going to make him that good in game. And then once he does receive the Prime version, then any other promo cards, you know, he's going to be one of the best players to use, absolutely. It's nice that you can try him as a right mid if you want to play like a 3-5-2 or whatever formation you're trying to run. But that whip pass as well... I mean, it could be really broken yet again at the start of FC25. This man right here single-handedly secured me top 100 monthly with his weaker foot, and I will never forget that feeling and the moment on the RTG back in the day. So, Blaze Matuidi, yeah, he's got a soft spot in my heart, and that ping pass as well just adds a little bit more to his card. But he's not exactly small, like he comes in with a good height, 5'11". He's going to give you like a bit more like bullish feel than a Kante, I reckon. The pace is great, especially at the start of FC25. The dribbling, interceptions, like I think he's got like a lot to his game personally. Of course, he's not going to be cheap. But I reckon he will play very well in game. He's not just going to be one of these heroes that gets added and just forgotten about. I think Matuidi really will be like that good. So looking forward to trying him. I definitely put him higher up on the list. Absolutely. So we do have another Japanese icon being added to the game, which is Miyama. She's only 5'2", but let's see her positions, right? So we can technically play her in the attack, of course, down that left-hand side, but centre mid. If there is a way that we can sort of blueprint the 4-3-2-1 and get that onto FC25, I reckon that she could do a good role, like attacking it through the middle, like playmaking. Like she's got a good amount of passing. The finishing looks consistent enough. Her pace is brilliant and her dribbling is exceptional. So let's not just see past her just because of that height. I reckon in game, she's going to be a pretty good card to use. 5-star weak foot, 4-star skills. Like, come on. I'm going to be honest with this one. I'm not really sure what to make of it. Like looking at his build, 6'1", he does have like some average stats, or like there are a few balanced ones, especially with the shooting and the passing. But I just think personally in game, he's going to be bad. I don't know what it is necessarily, but I think he's going to be ready for the SBCs. But then 6'1", and the more I look at him and the more I see the pace and, you know, a little bit of defending, he does give you that box-to-box approach, so maybe it's a bad take from me. The first thing that I saw with this card, Acrobatic Playstyle Plus. Like, I know it's not necessarily that bad to have because it does increase the volleys, but you could have given her like Finesse Shot Plus, or I don't know, I've never really watched her. Well, I've never watched her, but it's Pichon. Are we pronouncing her name like that? Pichon? She does have like good stats in general. She's a bit on the smaller side, but 4-star is balance. The pace she's going to provide is okay. Dribbling's nice. Shooting's sweet. I think she'd be good enough, like if you pack her within the first month of the game cycle, but it's not someone that I'd personally look to build a squad around. So she's not going to be A tier, S tier. Ain't no way we're putting her that high. So we do have another one of these types of players, Sasic. No fault of her own, but she doesn't look that great. Well, actually, it is her fault because she could have played better IRL. Like Aerial Plus, 5'9", isn't exactly like gonna work that well, and then the agility balance isn't really impressing me. You got good finishing though, does resemble like that Prince when we brought her into the weekend league and she was incredible, but her pace is average, passing, like strength though, physicality wise, like 91, so maybe that will help her out. Like she's definitely not gonna be A tier, B tier, she's gonna be a bit more lower down, but she has to be. Like she does look a bit weird. Now we're talking. This is a sweet looking icon card, but I've heard multiple ways of saying her name. Lotte Schelin, Lotte Schelin, or Lotte Hulin. How do you say this woman's name? So any Swedish viewers, please do let me know in the comments. But the Finesse Shot Plus really does just like make the card, to be honest. But the dribbling is sweet. I'd like to see maybe a bit more agility and balance. But the finishing, the acceleration, like everything, even strength, she looks quality. 4-star, 5'10" as well, average and lean. You know, you've got a good card on your hands. If you pack her, 100% she's going to be able to carry your line, in my opinion anyway. Get ready for this one, because you're going to see this man a lot on FC25. That's my take anyway. anyway, an early prediction, that he is going to be one of the best, most OP meta cards to use. That Bruiser plus playstyle, like, I'm going to go in FC25 using advanced defending as well, so to shield them out, so he could be quality like day one. And then once he receives the prime version or promo cards, like, holy, like, he really is going to be insane. Great pace, good physicals, and that 6'3" nature as well, just massive. Like, I think he is going to be the best, like one of the most broken cards, genuinely. Our first S tier player without a shadow of a doubt. Look at this man, Thuram. Like, what are we talking about? Day one, think about it right now. You could pack this man and have him as your center back with 89 acceleration and 88 sprint speed. Like, what are we talking about? Or even just have him as a right back. But the beautiful thing is that you can grow with this player. Although he is literally the guy and he's your best player in your club. But if you were to get super lucky and pack two incredible center backs, you can just move him over to the right back position and you're still like increasing and improving your team around him. So wow, like his stats are just looking really balanced and broken. Like if you were to play him as a right back, actually, the agility, the ball control, I mean, it's fine. Like he looks more of like a defensive fullback anyway with those stats. And then the defending, the physicality is all great. Personally, I'll be real, I think I'd much rather play him as a centre back. That's where I think you're going to get the most out of him because that pace is just killer, especially early on when you're playing rivals or just sweating out your games. Flair plus playstyle. I'm so sorry. Farrah Williams, she ain't going to be liking that because her card does look a little bit mid. Even though she's received like good shooting, passing, dribbling, I don't know what it is, but she's not giving me the confidence that she will play that well in game. Like 86 rated, 5'5". I mean, I don't know. She just, like I say, she's not giving me the confidence. But when you actually look at her stats a bit more in further detail, yeah, the more I look at them, the more playable she becomes. The last brand new hero being added is Roberto, and I reckon he is going to be unbelievable once he does start receiving more defending and physicality. Like day one, fine, right? That technical plus with 5-star skills, you can play him left back, center mid, left wing, and left mid, like just mad, like literally everywhere. And you already know he's going to be one of the best on the ball in that wide position. Like 89 dribbling with technical plus, like he's going to be so much money. But just the way I see it, like if you're wanting to properly use him in like the meta builds, or maybe he will never be meta because of his height, right? People would much rather just run like Theo Hernandez for that bulky approach and aerial ability. But that's why I think we're going to have to play on like special versions of this guy to really be like that good. So what would you change with this tier list? Because maybe I've been a little bit harsh with Noor, putting him as an F. Like he doesn't look that unplayable, but I just believe like in game, once you test him out, he is really going to be average. And then with Gareth Bale, I think it was a bit controversial because I was actually going to put him at B just because I saw his weak foot and stuff. But come on, it's Bale Rapid Plus. Like he's not going to be just a B type card. Like that finishing and pace alone surely allows him to be A. I think Roberto though could have been up to a little bit, but the defending is probably what's going to hold him back after the first like month or 2 months of the game cycle. And the rest of them, I think it's fair to say that, yeah, they deserve those slots. But Thuram S are only S tier in the brand new icons. I mean, he does look so broken. I think he's going to be in like most of the pro teams as well. But if you have enjoyed today's video, make sure you give it a big old thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. And let me know what icons or heroes you're most looking forward to trying. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. And I'll see you on the next one for some more FC25 videos and content. Bye-bye for now. Peace.